I got it booming. Stats going up, we all going dumb, not stupid. Trying to keep up with me, I told them all that it's foolish. I heard this song and I turn it right down, it's muted. I had to do it myself, damn, now it's all booming. Go out and do it, it's getting hot, yeah, now it's humid. Feeling like Floyd, I'm 50 and no can't dispute it. I had to do it myself, damn, now it's all booming. Told them get out of the kitchen, I'm chefing it now. They try to start with me, dog, while I'm ending it now.
You mean turn the camera or am I good?
Yeah, can you go horizontal? That way I can get good thumbnail. Oh, you got all the trophies back behind you.
Got a couple of them over there.
How many? So 15 pro wins, right?
Yeah, yep. Am I good? My head in it? I can go higher?
A little higher. You're too big now. You don't fit in the screen.
There we go. Is that good?
Dude, I was just going through my, when Instagram like logs you out and you can just never get back in. I'm trying to get back into my desktop so I can share my screen. It's so annoying. But it's cool. So you got a month off?
Yeah, man. I missed the fucking show this weekend, man.
Oh, for the contract date?
No, I just missed it. I didn't see it on the schedule, or I would have did it. You know what I mean? But yes, I got a month off.
Wait, which show was the one this weekend? That's
I want to say the St. Pete Masters. I don't know.
It's just a Masters show.
Yeah, it was Masters only.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but the next show I'm doing is Miami.
Oh, I'll be there. Yeah, I'm in because I'm in Lauderdale.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, so that's open 35, 40, and 45.
So it's interesting. You're kind of doing what Lucky did last year, except you're still doing the open and you're still going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it would be what, 10? This be a 10th Olympia if you made it?
Yeah, this would be my 10th. Yep.
When you make it.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
When you make it.
I'm heating up, man. It's like I wasn't out there. I had, to me, a couple simple mistakes. You know what I mean? That I can't even say they're mistakes. It's like could have ate more first show in Charlotte. Could have posed better in Puerto Rico. And then this last show, it was just a Masters only show. So
I know Ben was helping you with your back pose, right?
Yeah.
Because
Steve actually helped me. Steve put me in the back pose.
Oh, Steve helped you.
Yeah. Okay. So I know how to. I feel pretty confident about it now. I wasn't picking my chest up. I was leaning back instead of going up.
That's also, I don't know about you, a flexibility thing too.
Yeah.
Because I have scoliosis. My back was always a little bit crooked. So getting that like next level arch is hard.
Yeah.
Like you see someone like Ben do it in his back. It's like he's double jointed in his back.
Yeah. Some dudes, they got a crazy arch in their back.
Yeah.
Like, man, how you do that?
That's a good point though, because I think like, especially at NPC and amateurs, like they're like almost falling back to the stage.
Yeah.
And they're not engaging the muscle groups right when they do that.
Nah, I mean, posing is everything. You can have the best body, and if you don't know how to present it, you're dead, man.
Yeah. So that's interesting, and it's really humble for you to say that because you're a guy that's about as veteran as it gets, and you're like, hey, even though I got stuff to work on, the game evolves, right? Like they pose differently now. Because back in the day, it was way more of a relaxed, like kind of beach bop pose, and now it's not forced, but they're trying to take up as much space as possible now.
Yeah. Yep.
In your front pose, I know like in the front pose, you're very relaxed in your front pose, and some guys are just like, yeah.
I mean, everybody got their own style, but that's what it's kind of evolved to. It's kind of like stature now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I try to give it a mix of both. Like I got some new things that I added in.
And some guys are just throwing punches now.
Yeah. Literally throwing punches.
Well, dude, I want to. Well, first of all, thank you for coming on. And my co-host Chris is tied up right now. He may join, but I figured, look, you've been on so many podcasts and people know who you are, but I want to dive in a bit, like going way back to start and like how you even got into this. Obviously, I want to talk about this season, and I also wanted to touch on just like the business aspect because I know, the stage isn't all you got. You got a lot going on. I want to talk about dark sport. I had to represent for him, because it's been a big topic lately of, some of the athletes leaving and, maybe a chance to set the record straight. So
Yeah.
I want to throw the floor to you and just kind of go way back and like what started George Brown into to becoming what it is.
And I would have to say, I would say James Culberson. You know, he's a longtime friend of mine, and he really loved bodybuilding. This was about around 2012, and him and my other dude, my son, they made a bet actually on which guy could lose weight. You know what I'm saying? So he won, and he just kept going, and he went to a bodybuilder show. You know, at the time, I don't know nothing about bodybuilding. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he asked me, would I want to go? I say yeah, and I don't go to the show. So he's pissed. You know what I mean? But I don't know about a prep, and I don't know how much work he really put in. So I see how mad he is. Like, damn, he's really mad. You know. So I went to a show. I made sure I didn't miss it, and I seen Mike Pulley doing men's physique. It just came out the first year, and him and Michael Anderson actually, and those are the two dudes that made me want to do it. I tried it out. You know what I mean? We can go down the fairy tale lane
Yeah.
if you want to, but you know it led to this.
And have you always been like a lifelong athlete? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
played sports ever since I can
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in a rec center. You know what I mean? I played everything, man. Ping pong, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm sweet at
I love how
everything.
you said ping pong first.
Yeah, I'm sweet at everything. You know what
Dude,
I
I
mean?
was into
So
ping pong. Like my family had a table and that shit's fun.
yeah, definitely.
'Cause I used to play tennis back in the like when I was a kid.
Yeah, my tennis, I ain't that good in tennis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But ping pong, definitely.
Well, yeah, ping pong, hand eye,
Yeah.
you football?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Outside linebacker, I went to college. I went to a private college, played outside linebacker. And so that's was the thing. Like I had a frame, you know, when I was playing, my playing weight 235.
okay.
So then when I got into men's physique, you know, my frame is built to carry 235. But then when I chopped it up from a linebacker into men's physique, I'm 195. And they looking at me like, oh my God, dude, you're huge. You know, so that was my thing. I was an outside linebacker, but then I was able to really get in shape. You know, my trainer, Mike Davies, is just the best.
How tall are
I'm a giant, but for the show's purposes, I'm 5'11".
you?
You got to
You
make
know,
sure you answer right.
dude, what's interesting about your frame is that there's some bodies that just don't look huge, but you know there's a lot of mass there. Like,
Yeah,
because you wear it well, right? Like
yeah,
you have
yeah,
more of an athletic build. Like some guys in men's physique, they don't look like they could go on a basketball court,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
But and it's deceiving. It's really
yeah,
deceiving. You know,
yeah,
sometimes you're wearing like a dark sport stuff, it's like kind of baggy. You're like, oh,
yeah,
like, a little slender, but then, you get full and you go on stage and it's different.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's just how good you can get in shape, how round you can get your muscle. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
older than the guys basically, so my muscle maturity is there. I haven't stopped this whole time. You know,
yeah.
so it's just putting it all together. And I just, you know, been lucky enough to work with great coaches. The main one being Mike Davies, and we work together. His styling of training is an athletic style, and it's kept me sleek. It keeps me in shape, and I've been able to sustain.
But you just recently switched back to that style, right? Like the whole barbell training
Oh
with,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So Mike don't really train like that. That was just me knowing that
Oh,
to
okay.
keep up with, you know, the newer guys, I'm gonna have to train. You know, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to sustain the actual muscle to be able to compete with a dude that's 27, 28.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had to go back to that, and then I add in the athletic stuff to make sure I stay sleep. But as far as training, rack, pull, deadlifts, bench press, everything with the bar.
I miss that stuff. Like, because I played professional lacrosse, and so like I
Okay.
trained for power and stuff,
Yeah.
But then I mean, I've had two knee surgeries, ACL.
Mm.
I had back surgery in January, so I had my back fused, like lumbar.
I see the stuff right there. I see
Yeah,
your gear.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm good now. So this was last year, actually. And I was kind of like, dude, I was just like crawling through it, like, because there were some days like I couldn't walk, and
Mm.
it was really hard mentally and physically. I couldn't push my leg train the way I wanted to. And I'm like, all right, I just got to get on stage. And once I get on stage, like I'm shutting it down, I'm getting surgery. It's gonna help my taper, everything. Because if you think about it, if you have like a curved spine, it's like a accordion or like a slinky, and it's like
Yeah, yeah.
so like my hips weren't aligned, and so now
Mm.
like they kind of stretched me out a little bit. I gained about an
Mm.
inch, I think,
Mm.
and now my waist gets even tighter.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's interesting now that I'm like 15 weeks out, I'm starting to see now that all the inflammation is leaving my
Yeah, yeah,
torso, I'm starting to see the shape better.
yeah,
And obviously, like if you carry belly fat and you're straight, like it makes you look a little fatter than you
yeah,
actually
yeah,
are.
yeah,
So now that I'm stretched out, it's helping. And so I did it one because I didn't want to be in pain anymore, and then two, it's actually going to help my aesthetics on stage.
got you.
So, and I'm just so grateful that they have modern medicine now where
Yeah.
like dude, they didn't even cut through my back, they cut through the side, and they didn't even use any screws or anything. So
Mm.
I don't know how I'm staying together, but it's yeah, I'm blessed that I was able to get it done when I did, and I'm not competing this year. I'm gonna do next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And just take your time and do it right. You know what I mean? Go through all the
dude.
proper steps.
I want to actually focus on that for a second because nowadays, you deal with people that, they start the sport and it's just like pro card, road to pro immediately. And then once they get pro, it's like Olympia. And they forget about all the levels in between. I have a lot of respect for like just even the national level now for the NPC and those guys. And like I did the amateur Olympia last year, which was my first national show, and I got seventh. And I'm like, I'm standing. Alex Pardone, who you just competed with, was in my class,
Mm.
and I'm looking at some of these guys. I'm like, look, this is step one. I'm glad to be here. I just want to look good. I don't need to get my card just yet. I'll get it, when it comes. But I think some people like they want to rush the process, and then
Yeah.
if they get disappointed, it just like throws them off, and it's a shame. Like,
This is a long game, man, and you have to go take your steps. You got to make the mistakes to be able to correct them to progress. And this is the only sport that you're going to lose more than you win, you
oh,
know.
100%.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
in anything, I would say, when you get the directions and it says step one, step two, step three, it has those steps for a reason. So if you go from step one to step four, you're going to lose something that was in step two and step three that you're going to need in step four. You see what I mean? So
yeah.
that's the reason why you just have to take your steps, and that's in anything in life.
And I was also I was natty for the first three shows I did, and then
Yeah,
last year was the first time I was on anything. And I only started in prep, and because I'm 30, I turned 36 last month or early
okay.
this month, and it's interesting because I'm very little, like very little, and I've already seen just a um, crazy changes in my body just not fighting itself anymore.
Mm,
And then it's like, for example, if I'm on like two IUs of GH or whatever, and I'm about 180 tests a week, that's it. And it's like I just want to leave room to go up a little bit when I need to.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I know some people, like some guys are on like eight IUs already at the amateur level, and I'm like, so what happens when you go? Like, what else do you have to do to kind of ramp it up? Like,
That's just them being chemically engineered. At the end of the day, you got to do the work. The work
yeah,
is always going to show. You know what I mean? You can't cheat the process, not in bodybuilding. It's going to
and
show.
also and knowing how to eat, like get your
Yeah,
meals
yeah,
right. And body work too, man. Like now that I'm older, I'll probably get body work like once, twice a week.
yeah. At
Um,
least once a week, I recommend because it keeps you, running. It's just like your car. You
yeah.
got to maintenance it.
So okay, so you have Olympia's obviously you're in the running to be in Olympia. You got second place and a fifth place in open.
Hmm.
So where are you at points now?
I think I got like five.
5 points.
Or four,
Okay.
4 or 5. Ben actually just told me. So I know the bottom is like 7. Once I
So
get to 7, and I'll start to, get up in there. So
what Ben's at what, 24 or something?
I think we got 20.
20? Okay.
Yeah, but I
And
mean, look, man, I'm feeling real good. So as long as I keep on placing, I know that my improvements are there. That's one thing. I know how to navigate through a season. You know what I mean?
right.
I know how to get better through a season, take data that I've took for years now, and then implement it. That's a weapon that I'll use. So it's just me simply figuring out my formula, and then I'll land right where I'm supposed to be.
If you had to say like 2013, 2015 George Brown, like obviously you were younger then, but what if you could apply it now back then would have helped, if anything? Like what have you taken away?
Uh, man, you can't take that away, man. I was. I'm about 33, 34.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not saying you like necessarily
I
beat you
would. I
according to
think
yourself.
maybe then I could have. I mean, if I'm being honest, been a little bit more disciplined. You know what I mean? Maybe. I know I still look that way, but maybe just a little bit more disciplined. But I really don't really have nothing to say about that, man. I was locked in. You know, I think all my looks were there. You know what I mean? It's just I can't really say anything that
Yeah.
because yeah, I could say I'm sorry. I could say that maybe I could have just been a little bit more disciplined as far as dieting.
Okay. Yeah, you
But
could probably get away with a little bit more when you're
yeah,
32, 33.
definitely.
But
Yeah,
and it so wait, how old were you in 2013? That's when you started, right? That was your first
yeah. I
season.
was 31.
And you weren't even that young when you started,
Yeah,
like because
yeah.
some
I
of these guys
started.
are
That's
starting
what,
in 20.
so I tell guys that right now. They talk and I'm like, how long you been in the league? Like, man, 7 years, and you're 29. I didn't start till I was 31. So you trust me, you can have an entire career.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that for me, I started at 31 and I had enough sense to get with somebody that knew what they was doing. And I followed the directions
Yeah.
so I didn't have any wasted years.
I was 31 when my first show too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been 5 years now.
yeah. So it was a sweet spot.
I started so my coaches were good in the sense that they were very basic. They were perfect coaches for beginners because they didn't overcomplicate it. They
Mm.
didn't push drugs. They taught you how to do macros properly. Like it was all macro based, which obviously at the higher levels isn't really going to work, but for like an entry level is perfect. And then, I moved on from there. I felt like I wanted to get more structure with the meal plan and learn the next level of depth, like kind of going from like regular math to AP calculus or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think I'm so glad I learned the ins and outs of macros because now you kind of look at a meal and because those bodybuilders that they only know about the meal and once they're off plan, like they don't know what to do.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
live by
yeah,
the meals and then they can't eyeball a meal and kind of know what's in it and they can't adapt at all.
yeah.
So, did you ever do like macro based training or
Nah, man, I'm the guy you talking about right now. That was me.
no, it's you?
I know how to follow directions when it's time. You know, now
Yeah,
over the years, I've learned a lot. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I mean, I'm not the macro based guy. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I do know numbers, but a plan for me is going to be like, or can you follow directions? If you can eat what I tell you to eat, and I know how to maneuver just like with my eye,
Yeah,
then we'll get it done. But for me to just be like, yeah, 300 calories of this and 500 grams of fat, that's not me.
that's not you.
Yeah, because I didn't really know that much coming in.
Yeah,
Remember, I literally listened to people that
yeah,
knew what they was doing, and I just did what they said. You know, so they had to tell me that I knew more than what I did because I used to be like, shit, I don't know. I'm good at following directions, and then I realized how much stuff I had picked up. You know, so I
yeah,
say now more than ever, I probably could be like, okay, yeah, I know you need around 15, 30 grams of fat. You know, you want this, and that. But I'm just not the macros guy. I'm a
yeah.
guy you got the book and then you got the field. Catch me in the field.
Yep, yep.
That's me.
Got it. Is there a is there certain things that you've learned through the years that agree with you better food wise? Like
Yeah, can't eat broccoli. I
okay,
fart all day, all day.
you can or
Um,
can't eat broccoli.
no, I cannot
You
eat
can't
broccoli.
now.
Yeah, no.
That's pretty hard to digest.
Yeah, I can't eat broccoli. I just work with the foods that work with me. Green beans work well. Spinach works well. Obviously,
Asparagus.
chicken. You know, fish, steak. I mean, it's pretty basic. I don't overcomplicate it. You know,
I, I'm
learning how to
Persian.
substitute like shrimp and stuff.
Yeah, I like cucumbers. I'm Persian, so I like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
cucumbers.
Well, I got cucumbers on my diet. I
Yeah,
have them.
yeah, they're good
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I mean, that's to me spicing up a meal. That's how basic
Mm-hmm.
a meal is,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
and then
use it with
obviously,
tuna. I eat tuna, so it gives it like a little. You know, it's not dry.
I've never done fish. I've never been a fish guy, and
Yeah,
like I haven't really had an issue getting lean with, having to do it. I know some people will say like that's what you got to
yeah.
do to
I
get
need
lean.
fish. I ain't gonna get lean without it.
You need fish to get
Oh
lean?
yeah, I gotta eat fish. I
Yeah.
eat fish, tuna, egg whites. That's my
Yeah. Yeah.
go-to. I eat a
Dude,
little steak, a little chicken, but fish, tuna, egg whites is gonna lead the charge
yeah.
every single trip.
Pre bodybuilding, I loved egg whites, and now I hate them, but I still eat them.
Ah, yeah,
It's you get sick of them eventually.
yeah, you do, but they work.
Yeah. Because if you freak
Highest source of protein with the least amount of calories.
100%. Have you ever drank it? Uh, Is that what you're doing right now? Yeah. That's just cold
Yeah.
right there. That's next level.
I mean, to me, in my brain, I tell myself it's a shake.
Do you mix it with anything? Like
Yeah,
you
I
make
put a
a bit
little like protein, a little
more
protein
protein?
powder, whatever, and then I'll take some ice and blend it up. I know like the right consistency.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like a little shake.
So talking about the season a little bit, like have you what do you think about, some of the new guys, like, where the sport's at right now, the division specifically, but
Man, so I think that it took a long time, in my opinion, but I can see it now. I can see like the new wave for sure. You got Carlos. I think it's Jushin. I mean, just to,
yeah, the Chinese
yeah,
guy, right? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, just to name some of the like newer guys. Obviously, you got Ali, superstar. You got Banks. Obviously Ryan Terry, Brandon. But I'm talking about the newer guys. You know what I'm saying, that are
Right.
coming up. You can see it. You know what I mean. So I don't want to leave Kyron out. Kyron is in there, but the newer guys, you can start to see the new wave coming, and I think that they're good. Dan was up there. Dan just, once he figures it out all the way fully, he'll be a force.
You know, People give him a hard time, but I've always liked his physique.
Who?
I've always liked his physique.
Well, he just got to figure out how to present it proper. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, Dan just won, and
He
he
looks
got second
great.
place. I think couple. He got second place. Yeah, he won. He got second. So I mean,
Yeah.
he go back on to St. Louis.
Going back to your comment about posing, though, admit when he put his hand on his hip in
Yeah, yeah,
the last show, man, that made a world of difference in his physique.
yeah,
He,
yeah,
he's definitely not a hands-off hip guy.
yeah,
He's too round and bubbly for that.
yeah. Yeah, he's another dude. He's figuring it out. They're on the road. He's been over here for I don't know how many months because
You
he did
know,
the Charlotte. So him and Dan go at it again this weekend.
he's got a lot of size.
Yeah,
He's a lot of
yeah.
packed muscle. And then
I think his last show he could have been a little tighter. You know what I'm saying? But like once he nails it all the way, the new guys are there.
yeah, I saw an E-Man. I was speaking with him because when we were out in the UK,
Yeah,
I knew he was digging. Like he was digging.
yeah,
And I told him, I was like, I think your Olympia is gonna be great. I think right now it's like you lost some of the fullness you used to, because like E-Man was always known for his crazy maxed
yeah,
out
yeah,
chest.
yeah,
And lately I think that's kind of gone down. But
yeah.
now you're starting to see that new definition.
Yeah, you see his core in. His
I
core is
told him,
in.
I was like, what I'm really curious about is if once that matches, because it's like you had to dig to get to this point. You had to lose your
Hmm.
chest to get to this
You
point.
just got to fill back out now.
Now you
That's
just got to
it.
fill back out. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the scary thing is like you haven't even presented your best look yet. Like,
No. Nope.
it's just because his core was always washed out. That was the only
Yeah.
thing with him.
But he's been bringing it in. He's been dialing it in better.
Dude,
He just ran into Carlos. Carlos that day, it was just his day.
oh man,
He
dude,
he
that guy.
looked he looked nuts. He looked nuts.
That's
Because E-Man wasn't off. He wasn't off. Carlos just this was his day.
no Carlos. That man's a wide man. That guy takes up some space.
Carlos is a problem for anyone.
What's his
No
genetics?
one wants to see him right now.
He's part Chinese, right? What's his
Yeah,
genetics?
I think it's just China. I think so. Yeah.
Hmm.
But
He-
man, that dude is a problem
Okay, I think he was made in the lab. I'm just go on record saying that. I think he was made in a lab.
for anyone.
Yeah.
That last package that he put, problem.
I mean, I remember his back was always like kind of got him on the scene, and
Yeah.
now his front's coming together. So
Chest was just like
yeah.
crazy. The midsection was etched in. I mean, look, it was just a day.
And then we got and then Travis Yao. I know Ben's been working with
Yeah.
him.
Travis got to nail it, man. Try be in his head, and then Travis, you be in your head. I know,
His
Travis.
head.
That's it. He just gotta get over the mental BS. And that's it. Once again, he's got the look. They've been picking him, but
When you say getting in your head, like, do you mean just listening to too many people or
no doubt, self-doubt.
self-doubt? Okay.
It's like, man, am I doing it right? You practice a million times. Trust yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Overthinking. Just when you, man, it can be something like that. Is my shorts okay? It's a process of competing.
Right.
And then once you get that calm, and then then you're gonna go out and do what everybody knows you had the potential to do the whole time.
Right. Yeah, he's a good guy, and he I know he's expecting a kid now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and he got a crib. He got a new house too.
congrats to him. I know he's and he has his own nutrition shop, right?
I'm not sure what he
I
does,
think
but
I
I
think
know he.
that's what he's doing. Yeah,
Okay.
and then Amit will be here for a little bit longer, right? Before he heads back, because he has his visa, so he's just running up shows while he's over there, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then we got
Amita, I bet Amit is going. He's going on to St. Louis. Him and Dan.
both of them are okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Mhm.
another head-to-head clash.
Yeah.
And then you got I mean, I'll say what so let's talk about Aaron Banks for a second
All right.
because obviously he's saying this is, this is gonna be his best. I think he always says that.
Yeah,
But I've always liked Aaron's physique.
yeah,
Incredible physique. And I
yeah,
think he used to be a little lanky in the sense that like you saw a lot of gaps.
yeah,
And then the past couple of years, it seems like he added a lot of size. Obviously lost his conditioning. Like that last Olympia, I mean, he was maxed out, like
yeah, yeah,
spilled.
yeah.
But now it's like, okay, you can't say that dude's lanky anymore, right?
Yeah, nah, no.
But
I seen him Olympia, and I stayed to this day. I seen him when he walked out the door, him and Cuts. And what I seen, it wasn't nothing spilled. I think that they should have just walked in there like that because he was peeled,
yeah,
wasting everything. Once again, that's an easy fix.
right.
What we're seeing now is Banks. We've seen it this entire time. He's the only dude that's won every single title. And it's if he's hitting or not. You know what I'm saying? It's up to him. Obviously Ali is not playing no games. It goes with you have superior genetics, and then you got a person that's just a dog. Ali is a dog that's not playing no games. And if you play around with him, he's going to eat all of your food with a smile on his face the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Banks, it looks wild. He's tall. He's got brown muscle everywhere. His back is ridiculous.
His back is
Ridiculous.
the shape of it, the size of it, like
It's
his lower
ridiculous.
back, like just goes away, and then there's this turtle
His
shell.
lower back is like this
I'm
big.
like, man, what the hell? Like his back, I mean, it changed the game.
So he just got to nail it.
Yeah, I'm see. It's so annoying that I can't get into my Instagram on the computer, but he's let's see. I can work on Google here. Like yeah, dude, his back, like try to find a better picture.
He's been dropping bombs on his page for sure.
Yeah, this is old though. But I mean, look, I mean, I love his shape. Obviously, I think he could use more arms, right? Like his triceps,
Yeah,
like especially with guys now that are so 3D and bubbly,
yeah,
it makes him look slender because his forearms are not the biggest, right?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's small things like that that we don't really talk about that could
But
maybe.
you can see it in that picture that you got right there. So you're
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah. But if you're talking about like the men's physique look or what it's supposed to be, but I've always said I feel like the top six, top eight at the Olympia are all the best of their individual style of physiques. It's like pick
Yeah,
your flavor. Like
yeah,
Corey Morris, man, like
yeah. He looks nuts.
that guy's a
Another
cartoon.
one looks nuts.
Like and I think it was Toplin who said if his waist was even a little bit wider, it might help him.
Yeah, because he's got that what we call Shanique Grant, like the freaky
Yeah.
physique. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like you don't never want to say nobody's waist is too small, but I mean he's built the back now. You know what I mean? He's filled in gaps over the years. You know what I mean? His chest is full. Corey Morris is always going to be a problem. That's Maurice Morris, and he got a new gym, man. So congrats to him.
Yeah, he's Cormor, and I know he was recently on the NPR radio. It's just talking about how expensive it is and how big of a
Yeah,
project that is.
yeah,
But yeah, he's definitely not playing games. He's coming to take some next. I know he's doing
yeah,
Tampa
yep,
and a bunch of shows, Texas.
yep.
Um, that guy gets peeled. He has the shape. He's got size. Maybe proportions, maybe not his thing,
Yeah.
but
Still hard to beat, man. You ain't just waltzing in and beating Corey
no,
Morris. He still
and
fits in the division for sure.
yeah, and then I mean I like Ali. I think the problem with Ali is he's got such a low lat, but like his waist, some guys have that like hourglass,
Yeah,
where his
yeah,
waist is just like that,
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
a different
yeah,
shape,
yeah,
but it's the glow, like his skin, the
yeah.
complexion
Built
shines.
to the max, man. Pure confidence,
Yeah.
pure work. You know what I mean? He's gonna be tough, but number one, you better be in shape because that dude's skin look like raw chicken. It
Was he?
do.
Was saying he also does the is it dish soap or something to exfoliate?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This I did it. I ain't gonna
It,
lie.
it work?
I mean, think about the concept of it. They wash the ducks out with the oil thing with the dish soap and to get it off. So it's gonna dry your skin out for sure.
I'm probably gonna do that next show.
Yeah, I won. I did it. I
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. You know.
So I'm Persian, so I get dry, like pretty dry. And then
Yeah.
my coach, my last coach, when I went to Amateur Olympia, I don't think he took an account for the Vegas dryness.
Ooh. Okay.
Because he basically, I mean, we were doing a lot of steps, and then show day, I had no water and like black coffee and very little food, and I was like, don't get me wrong, I was dead peeled, but I lost all my pop. So it's
Yeah.
a lesson for people listening. If you're depending where you are, it's important. Like if you're competing in Miami, it's gonna be way different than
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Yeah.
matters.
One is humid, one's
We talk
dry.
about travel, right? We talk about travel, but I don't think we always talk about like where you're actually competing.
Yeah. 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 Whether the humidity is whether it's humid or it's dry. That's a good point.
Yeah,
You got to take all of them things into consideration, man. When you're traveling, and just a whole experience. Some of it is you're gonna pick up it as you go, but some things you need to start to listen to try to make it as aligned with what you already do.
exactly. I want to just also say that like water, for example, we always when I first started sports, like, oh, peel, like get water out, get water out. But you forget how much water plays into fullness as well.
It's
And
true too.
I've heard a lot of coaches lately talk a bit more about how they're leaving water in more in
Mhm.
plans. I mean, you
Yeah,
used to hear stories about guys getting like paper cuts on their lips because they were just so
yeah,
dry.
yeah.
And it depends on the physique. It depends on the
Well, it has to be something moving stuff around too.
right. Yeah.
The main thing is get in shape. You ain't got to worry about water.
What do you what's your stance on cardio? Because you have the old school methodology of like 2 hours a day, and then you have the new school that's like, oh, like less
It's
is more.
getting in shape. And once I'm in shape, why am I doing like right now? I do 20 minutes in the AM and 20 minutes in the PM. I'm in shape. What am I doing a bunch of cardio for? I focus my energy on training because I'm already in shape. Once I'm in shape, why am I driving myself into the ground? I'm
Right.
already in shape. So at that point, I can focus on food and training and actually get the most out of the actual energy instead of running my body into the ground with cardio when I'm already. I mean, how much leaner can you get? What's going on?
No, yeah, you're
At that point, you're gonna start to look stringy.
right. Yeah, that's a good point. It's also stress on the body,
Yeah, I got that from Dexter. Dexter would do 20 minutes cardio,
Yeah.
and he would just focus on training and diet. Diet. You don't have to do a bunch of cardio, but you want to move obviously for your cardiovascular.
Yeah, and focus more maybe on like steps between meals than just having to be on a treadmill. Like
Yeah.
just
Well,
getting
I ride the bike. I don't even stand.
oh, you ride the bike. Okay. Yeah.
You want to give your body as least stress to you lasting a whole year. Remember, so if you are fat in the off season and you got to exert a bunch of energy just to get in shape, then that's your fault.
Well,
You
that's
should have really took the off season for what it was, added in a little cardio. Then when you getting ready for your first run, you should be pedal to the metal cardio. Me, I don't go over 45 minutes. You might do a 45 and a 45. To me, that's max cardio. Once you do that first show or however many waves, your cardio should get chopped in half. You
right.
should be in shape. That's just me. Now, if you're not, then obviously keep going. But I mean, if you got to last a whole year and you're fat, then that means you're not dieting.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, if anything, put more of the cardio earlier in prep because the
Yeah.
longer you go on low food, the more stress that puts on the body.
Yes.
Just get in
Yeah.
shape sooner.
Yeah. And then I'm eating food and training.
And worst
Where's the
case,
stress at?
start to grow into the show. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
that lean, and
there you go.
yeah,
I have to eat the food. If not, if I don't, then I'll get small.
yeah, it's rather like if you're like 4 weeks out, you'd rather be like on the verge of being almost too flat. Like, hey, now we have room to play with to start filling it back up a little bit, as opposed to oh shit, now we got to dig more and add another cardio
That's
session in.
how it was in Charlotte. I got down, obviously, but then I couldn't really fill in. And now it's been a couple weeks and just sitting here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I just got it on me. You know what I mean? So I haven't even trained today. I'm about to go train back.
I know. I feel like you're looking fuller and fuller as the season goes.
That's what I mean. And then you bring the conditioning with it. This is bodybuilding, and we have a season. So that means I use every show every day to tweak. All I'm gonna do is keep on tweaking, and then boom, there we go. So all we're doing is taking data. You know what I mean? I definitely know I still got it. It's just figuring it out. That's it.
I mean, I still think you have one of the most like just aesthetic physiques in terms of like proportions, right? Because your
Appreciate it.
chest the muscle assertions. There's really no gaps. Like some guys have, a very triangular chest or like
Yeah,
very like gaps. Like I think you kind of like max out your frame, and it's just like again, there's just some guys that have these like crazy like massive arms, and they
yeah,
almost look like a classic guy a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Probably a lot of the shorter guys, obviously.
yeah,
Like an Amit doesn't look slender at all,
yeah.
right?
Gotcha.
But I wonder how much Amit weighs. He probably
Less than me. I know that he's a shorter guy.
feels
He's
shorter.
got size though.
He's
You
got
know what I mean? He
size.
definitely got size. Yeah. When I first seen him, he had on a cover shirt, pump cover shirt. He was making it look crazy. You know, he definitely was. You know what I'm saying? And then he got the hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? So he's a
So,
funny dude, man. He just once again another dude that just got to figure it out.
so what's it like? So I was with when I was with over in the UK with Eman and Ben, like backstage, it was so much more chill than the Olympia, right? Because there's fewer people. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember we were just hanging out, backstage. It was like, Du, Ben, everyone,
Yeah.
and Ben was telling me, he's like backstage at Olympia is like a clusterfuck. Like you have so many
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Where like in terms of like head games, and you always hear about guys like, oh yeah, when I take my shirt off, I can see them looking and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. 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 Oh, that's
what's it?
real. That's definitely real
Yeah,
for sure.
what's your experience in the 13 year or the nine Olympias you've been in? I feel like you've always had like a very lighthearted kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, approach
Oh,
because
I've done it. I've done it to plenty of people. Trust me.
yeah, is it kind of like the Arnold approach, right? Like you're joking around and it's kind of like making them nervous a little bit because like
Well, nah, I had one at the Arnold, and I looked at the dude and said, "Man, you got to go behind me. Hey, listen, look at this line. You see that guy right there? You see that guy? Mathematically, you're not gonna make it, man. Good luck." And then I went out and did my routine. Yeah, you up next? Come on. It's just what it is. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, you just having fun. Really? Was I lying? No.
yeah.
But I mean, yes, that goes on, man. Like if you see somebody, if you're not confident in yourself and you let another dude, just by his presence, just got you off like, oh man, everybody looking at everybody. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't care what you look like. Everybody, the dude that looked the sweetest in the room is looking over at somebody else like, man, he looks sweet.
Yeah.
So you got to go in with what you got and shoot your shit. And then after that, they're going to pick who they're going to pick. And then you pick up and roll to the next city.
I think it's also like the mindset going into a show. It's like you want to be competing with dogs, right? So
Yeah.
like if you go into a show and you're like, there's a difference between saying someone that's like, and you're like, yeah, man, he brought it, he's peeled, and being like, oh shit, he's peeled. Like it's kind of like there's two ways of looking at it. And so it's like if you go into a show and you're expecting like I'm gonna be here with dogs, I'm gonna see some dogs,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be one of them. But some guys that then they go in and they're like, oh shit, like there's some dogs here. It's like there's two different ways of looking at it.
Yeah, that's a lack of confidence, and that's their
Yeah.
fault. You know
It's
what
like
I
you
mean?
have to
Me,
prepare before you get there.
well, you prepare, and then don't put a bunch of pressure on yourself by saying what you're gonna do. That's why you'll always hear me say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna bring my shit, and the judge is gonna pick who they're gonna pick."
Whereas Ali says he's just gonna win it.
I mean, look, if that's his
Yeah.
approach. I mean, his numbers do back it up. He do
Yeah.
win. I'm
I,
just saying for me, so
same.
I don't have a bunch of pressure. That's what I'm gonna say. And if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't.
I mean, this is a unique sport. It's not like, there's so many variables in it that are also out of your control.
Uh,
And no peak's the same either, right? So it's like,
nope.
okay, you have data from a show that helps, but it's not foolproof, you know?
Nope.
Um, what did you think of the Arnold UK and how that went? Did you watch it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like as far as the results?
Yeah, yeah. Like how do you think it went?
I mean, they picked Vitor, right?
Yeah, Vitor won. Then it was Deu second,
Yeah.
E-Man third, Ben fourth.
Well, with that show, I wasn't there, and that's one thing that I've learned. Like, it may look a certain way, you know what I'm saying, but I'm rolling with they picked Vitor first. Vitor won.
I saw him.
Congratulations, Vitor.
He looked a lot better at finals than he did in prejudging for that show.
See, you was there. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So on TV, I thought it was Andre.
It,
I thought that was one of his best looks, Andre Dayu.
Andre looked incredible. I
Yeah,
just think his waist, the way it doesn't just go like in, it kind of goes
yeah,
out a little bit, the
yeah,
bottom a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, yeah,
And so for him, I mean, it's tough, right? Because the guy has plenty of size.
yeah.
It's not like he's lacking in size. So I'm wondering what else he can really do. Um, because
He
if he
looks
adds any
great to me.
size, I mean, I know he's not that heavy actually though, because he said I think he was just under 200 though.
Yeah, yeah, hmm
I thought he would have been heavier, to be honest.
yeah. No, he's I think I'm taller than him.
He's he must be 5'10", I guess then.
Yeah, he's not 5'9", that's for sure. He's
No.
definitely got to be 5'10".
I mean, yeah, I don't have like a good picture here, but I thought yeah, I mean, E-Man was fidgeting a little bit too much in his pros. I think he looked a little uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Um, but he kind of got into it towards finals. And then Ben Ben just wasn't quite as tight as he's been at like Hurricane or
yeah,
Sasquatch. But all right, here's the thing about Ben though, is that I actually think his upper chest is crazy.
yeah,
Like his upper chest is it's just he has that little gap kind of
yeah, yeah,
torsion point wise.
yeah,
But if you look at his like his shelf, it's
yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
So I don't know. I get why people say his chest is weak, but I don't think it's like that weak.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
his split, chest split.
I think with Ben, he just doesn't have the like that really thin skin, like dry look to
Yeah.
his skin, like the vascularity, whatever. It just he looks full, but he doesn't have like the
He hasn't
detail.
hit God level conditioning.
Yeah, he
And
was
we tell
probably
him that, but sometimes he self-assesses himself. And that's the thing now.
well,
People self-assess themselves. And so
that's where he because he kind of coaches himself, you know. I mean,
yeah.
he's got people, you know, he
You don't
talks.
get to assess yourself though. That goes out for everybody. You don't get to assess yourself.
It's
I'm gonna give myself an A plus 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 if I get to accept myself.
that's why I mean, even Tom Brady had a coach, right? Like it's hard
Yeah.
that you're at that level and you can't.
Well, it's just delusion to me for you to sit up there and say, "Oh my." Ali just said it. He said, "Who told you that you had the best structure?" He was talking about Banks. Who said that? Was it one of the judges,
Oh,
or
I heard that.
was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
your grandma? Your little sister? I don't care who told you that. I don't care about your own assessment of yourself because I feel the same way about myself. You
Right.
know what I mean? So that's what I see a trend of people saying, "Oh, I got this, I got that." That's a cool story, bro. We don't care. Because
So the
if
thing
I say what I think, then you wouldn't like it.
that's like you can't say like what is men's physique then, right? Because there's so many looks now.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like you would think that 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 Aaron Banks is men's physique, but then to Ali's point, it's like, well, I've placed better than him, so why is my body not men's physique?
Well, you placed better than him recently. Let's put that on. Aaron Banks has a Mr. Olympia title with 2 Arnold titles and a New York Pro title
Right.
with a Pittsburgh title. What is we talking about? See what I'm
He,
saying? You got a
yes.
one Arnold. He got two with a chip and a New York and a you know what I mean and a Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
a Dubai.
I think that Ali's just biding his time till Terry retires. He's like,
Ali gonna get one. He's determined.
oh, he will. He's like, look, worst case, I get second to one guy, and then once he goes, he's
He's
looking at
young. He don't care.
yeah, he doesn't. I mean, because he kind of goes back and forth because sometimes he's saying, oh, like I'm number one, I'm the best, and then sometimes he's a little bit more realistic and saying, well, Ryan's better than me right now, but he's not got much longer. So
Well, he has no choice but to say that Ryan beat me. You see what I mean?
he has
But
to.
but he's also I believe him when he's just like, that's what people heard him say guys were old. He didn't mean it like that. They're old. He's 30, they're 40, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He can
He's
just
30,
buy his
he's
time.
30 on
I'll
the
keep
that's,
showing up. I'm gonna win one.
he's 30 on the dot.
I know he's somewhere around there. He ain't
That's
he ain't
that's
old.
one guy we don't really know his age.
Yeah, I think he's somewhere around there. He's not 31 or 32. That dude is young.
He's got time. He's
Yeah,
got
he might be 30. I know he's 30 because Sam Sulek called him old.
time.
He said, I heard it from an old
Well,
guy.
I
He was
know he's
talking about the
not.
soap.
Yeah, I know he's not that old because he had basically every time he talks about his story coming, as a refugee, everything, it wasn't that long ago that he got
Yeah,
over from Belgium or whatever. So
yeah,
I know he's not yeah, he's not super old. He's got at least another 7 years if he wanted. Like,
yeah, for sure. Easy.
okay,
Yeah.
thoughts on this on the Masters. I really feel like Masters should start at 40. I feel like the 35 class because look at the top guys. They're all in the top. Like that's kind of like 37 range is almost
Yeah.
your muscular prime. So
I think that the 35 was for the NPC.
Yeah.
That's where the 35 and Masters started. But I mean, I know a couple guys right now that are pretty decent that are going to do the 35. So I think that as it continues to go, it's going to get a lot more competitive, and then hopefully they can, just like the Open, put a little bit more money into it,
Yeah.
so the prize money can be there. But I think that it's going to be a lot more competitive, and it extends some things for guys. Or if you know you're not that superstar, it gives you a lane to go down, and now you can have some success.
Dude, I mean, I placed better in both my open classes last year than I did in 35 class.
Mm, mm,
Like
yeah,
at Janet's show Battle of Bodies, I won
yeah,
my open class, I won my open
yeah,
class B, and I came like third out of seven in the plus 35 because the two guys that beat me were just, I mean, they look good, and I could tell they
yeah,
also have muscle maturity, and I'm like,
yeah,
these look good, and they also did well in they also won their open classes, and
yeah,
like, so I just don't, yeah, I had to battle in the overall with the guy that beat me in 35 because he was in class C,
yeah, yeah. I
like,
mean, I think it's pretty fair because your advantage is that you're 35. You know what I mean? So you
yeah,
should be. Me at 35, I wasn't thinking about
yeah.
the Masters. That was 2016.
I mean, yeah, I was just doing it because it was there, but like, frankly, I was still focused on being an open guy. I'm 30, I was
Yeah.
35 last year, so it's like, I, but yeah, when I think Masters, I'm like, what are we kidding? Like these 37-year-olds that ain't old in this.
No, it's not.
Like,
Nah.
look, was it Aaron's 37, 38, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think I did my first Master show. I was 43,
Yeah.
44. No, 43 because I didn't compete at 44.
It's just a weird like concept, right? Because if you're like a 36-year-old and you're doing well, you're like you don't want to think of yourself as a Masters guy because
Yeah,
you're really
yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah,
Like, okay, maybe when you get to the 40s, even then, you got guys like you that are still dogs in your 40s. So
yeah,
it doesn't, but I could understand why they would have 40 plus B the Masters, but
yeah. But it's just now building, so I think that it's going to catch.
yeah,
Meaning, the league is not going to be, guys that are 37, 38. It's just at the beginning. So the first wave is still here. Ryan Terry's still here. Brandon's still here. We're all 2013. Me,
mm,
Brandon, and Ryan Terry, all 2013. So we're
yeah,
all still there. Once that leaves, the gap is going to not be as big. You know what I mean? Like you got to think those guys have really built it. So once they roll out of the way, it's not going to be. When you're 35, you might have to start looking at masters. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because now it's the age is going to drop down. Now just peak male, 35 is probably where you're going to be like, okay, this is where I'm at. But I think by then that will be the peak and not 38, 39. Some guys that are 40, some guys that are
Yeah.
41 still out there.
So you don't think there'll be like a new wave of 36-year-olds that are going to be dominating? You think that once those guys leave, that
Well, where are they? Because the only person that we see that's new is Banks, Ali. Now we starting to see Jushin. See what I'm saying? Now we starting to see some guys from the new wave, but Kyron is still there. Brandon's still there.
yeah.
Like those guys are still there.
Well,
You know
it
what I mean?
just took a
Ryan,
while for the popularity to catch up. 'Cause these
Manuel.
guys, you guys built this division, and then it took a while for people to watch it and get into it. And then by the
Yeah,
time they get into it, okay, now they're like 8 years younger, 10 years younger.
yeah,
And now they're
yeah,
getting, but maybe eventually it'll be more consistent, right? Because then it's just gonna be
yeah.
a constant flow. What are your thoughts
Yeah, I
on
mean,
like
I think nowadays men's physique is something to do. You know what I mean?
what do you think about eventually adding another division for guys now that men's physique has gotten to where it is? Um,
I don't even think about that, man. That give me a
yeah,
headache. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
think that the league does a great job of coming up with the new divisions. I think that honestly, I think that it's enough. I think it's enough areas for a guy to find whatever body type that he likes. But you never know. So I'm men's physique. I will always be men's physique.
yeah. Oh, I love the division. I love the posing. I like
Yeah,
the look. It's just interesting because they add fit model for the woman because I get why. Um, I personally just think I'm a supportive of it. I just think maybe a little longer till you have an Olympia for it as they're starting to figure out what they're actually looking for.
yeah,
But other than that, I support anything that has the sport growing. I'm
yeah.
a fan
Well,
of.
as far as that, I mean, it's no different than us. We had an Olympia.
Yeah,
And
pretty
it's
early.
going to just like classic physique. Classic physique was not there when
Yeah,
when I was started men's physique. And
Yep.
so we watched that from nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Just because Manchester City guys, we're we're not small guys anymore. Like you go to
Yeah,
these
no.
shows,
Yeah, we
like
came out before Classic.
it's true. That's right. What was classic 2016? That was
I can't remember the year, but I know we was out before them.
and
And
well,
so we watched
yeah,
that division go from, the beginning. That's just like saying, that's why I get what you're saying, but like that's why I always say that, like, well, everybody's gonna have to start somewhere. We gotta have a
well,
base.
that's I'm not saying not to have, but I was just
Yeah,
saying it's interesting that they already gave pro card like already.
yeah,
But from what you're saying, they basically did it right away for the men's league anyway,
yeah.
and
And
it
every
doesn't
other
matter.
division, yeah,
Yeah,
you have to have something because it has to have a base in order to be able to grow.
it's gonna
You know?
evolve. I mean,
Yeah.
it has
And
to.
then you're gonna get some people that trickle down from the other divisions. And then that's when you'll start to get the
Right.
stars. You see what I mean? So you're
Yeah.
gonna get the new people that are stars, but then you're gonna get some crossovers, and then now you can build, and then it'll grow, and then now you got
Yeah.
fit models. They'll
I mean,
start, they'll figure out their posing,
yeah, I
all that
remember
other
looking
shit.
at one of the old descriptions of what men's physique was like you kind of look like you work out. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
these guys
yeah.
don't look like they
Shoulder to
kind
waist
of,
ratio.
yeah,
Always
it
remember
doesn't
that.
look like they kind of work out anymore. It's pretty clear. Like these guys are not that much
Training.
lighter than the classic guys. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
But it is a difference though.
yeah. Oh, of
Classic
course,
bodies are different.
they're different.
Yeah, definitely.
But in terms of men's physique, like, do you think that we're gonna continue to see guys that will go on a run of like 3 wins, like a Ryan Terry that will win multiple, or do you think that we'll get to the point where it's just gonna be continuously changing back and forth? Because once Brandon hangs it up, once Ryan hangs it up, Aaron probably wasn't that much long behind them in terms of hanging it up. Like with all these new Asian guys coming out, like there's gonna be the depth of talent is gonna get so big. I wonder if we're really going to see one person dominate for a long time.
I think the cream is always gonna go up top, man. So yeah, we are gonna see one dominant person.
Yeah,
I think it's always gonna be like that. You know what I mean? Like in anything, you never really get just switch, switch, switch. It's always gonna be somebody that come through
yeah.
and gonna be that lead the charge. I mean, Ali is a guy that can win multiple.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the mental. That's what I see. So and then after that, somebody's gonna be watching him, and then they're gonna somehow make that better. That's just the evolution.
He's uh he's also set up quite a life for himself, because obviously the sponsors he has, like he's really built a life. Not that it's not a struggle to get in shape and whatever, but like he's really built his life is competing, and it's his meals can be prepped ready if he needs them to be. He's got the connections now, so for him he's in a sweet spot. And then it's just interesting how a guy that maybe is only like 8 spots behind him has to struggle that much more just to get to a show.
Well, that's your own individual thing. You gotta,
Yeah,
make what you make out of it. You get
yeah.
the platform, and it's on what you do with it and how you make your money.
Say we will about Ali, but that guy's funny. That guy
Oh
is.
yeah,
It's no different than Arnold. You watch Pumping Iron, and you're gonna see the way
yeah,
Arnold was talking about like that's the same
yeah,
thing Ali's doing.
yeah.
It's
It's nothing malicious, man. He's just a funny guy.
no, no. I mean,
Yeah,
there's really not many comments that he says that you're like, wow, he hates that
yeah.
person. It's bad. No, he's
He's a
confident.
very confident guy, man. That's it. To me,
Yes.
I chuckle every time because it's funny. You know what I mean? But he backs it up, and whether
Yeah.
he wins or loses, he doesn't run into under this rock or have all of these mistakes. I mean, all these excuses. He'll show back up.
That was crying laughing at that comment he made when
Yeah,
Aaron with the meal
yeah,
plan.
yeah,
Apparently he pulled over the side of the road to write it.
yeah. He's funny. He sent me the comment, and I just was like, "Oh my God, I've never seen nobody." The pettiness of writing the entire thing out was what made me laugh every time I watched it. Like he really wrote the whole thing. But Banks is cool. I talked to Banks, and he said, "Look, he's watching all my stuff." You know what I mean? So the jokes is cool, but I've won the chip. So I think it's gonna be a great show. I think it is.
The only thing with Aaron I can say is he's said a few times like, "Hey, like it's my fault. Like I didn't lock in fully.
Yeah.
It's been a few times now, so it's like okay, like
Lock
I
in.
like okay, you've said it, and you've taken accountability for it, but at the same time, like how many times can you say that? Because
Yeah.
if he does the same thing this year, where he'll hit like next year he says, "Oh, last year I wasn't really," it's like, well. at some point you gotta like like commit to the accountability part of it.
Yeah,
And if you can't live that lifestyle anymore, to say it's not you anymore, that's totally fine. You've had a hell of a career. Like
yeah,
you're married, whatever, you have kids. Like that's no one's down on you for that. It's just
yeah,
if you're gonna come out and say you're gonna be the number one guy, like then you have to live the lifestyle. Like
yeah.
what
That's
else are you gonna
true.
do?
That's
But
true.
I look, I mean, he's got a crazy physique. I mean, I love Brandon's front. I mean, obviously everyone loves his front. There's just
Yeah,
no gaps there. It's just
yeah,
like and his conditioning, the proportions of all his abs, everything is just like designed by
yeah,
AI. In the back pose, obviously he's got like maybe it's higher lat insertions or something because
yeah,
he gets very high up and I think
yeah,
sometimes he poses a little bit too high
yeah,
and he doesn't sit down on his lats.
yeah.
But I mean he'll figure it out. I mean his back isn't like a terrible back. It's just when you're
Hey
standing.
man, he's a 2026 Arnold champ. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know people they that's a narrative to me that they want to put on him. I get it, but they're not going to let you win if you just have this lagging
No.
body part. You know what I
No.
mean? Is it Aaron Banks? No, but how many other people have Aaron Banks? You see what I mean? So I think that him and Neil, I think he's with Joey Belt. I think that they're constantly working. I think he's a workhorse, and he's
Yeah.
going to continue to put out premium packages. He's 2026 champ, so I get it, but I
Yep.
have to go off of this dude is the reigning 2026 from 10 years ago. He had won another Arnold. He just went and got one 10
Yep.
years ago.
Yep.
You know, so with this back that people are talking about, so I think people talk about what they want to about certain people and they try to put stuff on people. I know because people will try to do it to me. So I just like, yeah, nah, let's move that up off of that because this dude's the reigning champ with this back that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I could say something about everybody. Okay, well, this dude blocky. He won. He blocky as shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can say this dude right here, he flat as hell. They would never let me win like that. But there he goes. This dude's watery as hell. Every show he shows up watery. You know what I mean? So if you can say something about whatever, but if the results are there, I've just learned just through my experience that I gotta acknowledge the results. He's 2026 Arnold champ.
He's I mean I can't wait to see this Olympia. This is Olympia in particular, I think is just
Gonna
gonna
be
be,
good.
because everyone's in it.
Yeah,
Even like, obviously like yourself, you're going after it.
yeah.
Lucky we're the ones
I'm just happy to be here, man. I ain't gonna lie.
you're
You
having
know what I mean?
fun though, man. Like
Yeah.
you're not unrealistic. You're also not saying you're not a dog anymore.
Hell
You still
fucking
need the
no. Yeah, no,
results.
I'm
Like
outside for real.
well, why like I feel like people feel like they have to be on one side or the other. It's like no, you could still give it your all and show up and be a competitor and
Yeah.
not also be unrealistic and say that it's like no chance you're not
I've
winning the whole
played
thing.
sports all my life. Somebody win, somebody lose. But what is losing? See, I'm in a different era of my career that you haven't even touched or may never touch. So I'm winning. Trust me. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Open is cool. I can show you. I got 9 medals on the floor right here of years in the Open. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
could go back. You could look. I've done everything that I need. Now it's different stuff. Then, because like, say you do all of that, then what's next?
Yeah.
It's always going to be a what's next. You see what I mean? So
Enjoy the
at
moment.
this point, like I get to see the new dudes coming in. You know what I'm saying? I get to try to help out as much as I can. I get to have fun. You know what I mean? Those years when you on top, man, that shit ain't fun. Not all the time because you got to go to work.
Well,
You know?
I know Andre said last year taking a step back and being a fan was like really good for him and his
Yeah,
mindset, going to
yeah,
Olympia as a fan and not having to compete. And I
yeah,
know you also not let off the gas, but like last year I feel like you were maybe in a different headspace and
yeah.
maybe did it like
I didn't
reignite?
compete last year. I just didn't
Yeah,
compete. Yeah.
did it reignite your passion for it a little bit? Maybe taking a step back?
I mean, a break is always definitely good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I was able to reset a bunch of things. Just my life was just different.
I know you didn't compete, but you were still staying in shape. It wasn't like you were like,
Yeah, yeah. First, I was eating cheesesteaks. I ain't gonna lie,
okay.
but I was just able to reset as a person, and I think from that reset, I was able to come back, and my body had no inflammation. You know what I mean? I was fresh. I didn't compete, and I think it just was something that I wanted to do at that point. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you don't be. It's not always like that. So
Yeah.
then once I started to eat more and train, then it was fun. And then I was doing my green screens, you know what I'm saying? That shit was fun. And so then now I'm just having fun. And like I said, you don't have fun the whole time.
Yeah, and to your point earlier, it's like, when I got back from Olympia and I was like, I got seventh and people were like, oh, it's okay, you'll get your pro card eventually. It's like, I'm not sad about it.
Yeah.
I was seventh in a stacked three or four
Yeah.
of those guys have already gone pro ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I saying? Oh, I got seven with four pros ahead of me. Like
Yeah.
I'm like just like why can't people appreciate the level they're at when they're at it? You know, like I'm saying, okay, I'm at the national level. Am I gonna be mad about that? Like no. Like the only thing I was mad about that I was a little fuller because I didn't have enough water. But other
Yeah.
than that, that's data. You know, for next
People
time.
don't know how to be present. That's why they don't know. They
Yeah.
don't want to sit where they are right then and there. They want to look to the future, like you said. Oh, it's got to be this pro card. It's got to be whatever. Yeah, but right now you just play seventh.
And
You
it's
know.
like, dude, like. Okay, I won my class last year. What's next? I'm gonna win an overall next. Okay, there's just stages to it. You know,
Yeah.
the only team I'd be mad is if I didn't bring my best, or if I brought if I just I kept sliding, my own fault. Like then I'd be
Yeah.
mad. That's like, oh,
Yeah.
like I didn't do it well enough. If I cheated my diet and let's say I fucked up and I didn't take my press seriously, which would never happen, and next year I dropped down to eighth or something, then I'd be mad. Like that
Yeah.
sucks. But if the progression is going, then
It's
because
going.
I said this to my friend the other day. I said, when I'm 88 years old, am I going to care if I got my pro card in 2027 or
No.
2028?
No. Fuck
Really? And
that. Hell no.
if you think about it like that, all these people
Yeah.
that only talk about their pro cards, it's like, yo, when you're 80 years old, it ain't going to matter when you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it. That's all that
Got it.
matters.
And
Yeah.
for me, it's like, no, all those guys that, they work so hard to get their pro card and they never even get on stage for whatever reason. I'm like, yo, like, even if you get your ass kicked, why can't you you work so hard to get there, you know? And the sport, this is no joke. Even if you come last in a show right now, the where men's physique is now, you are still in the elite, like of a physique in the world.
Just go walk your neighborhood. Again, go take your shirt off and walk in your neighborhood and watch what happens.
Well, we all lose perspective, right? When we get into the
Yeah,
sport.
quick. Just, I mean, you go to any grocery store, take your shirt off. They're gonna be looking at you like,
Like,
So
when you see you see an NFL player out and you think you're seeing like a linebacker and really you're looking at a corner.
yeah,
No
yes,
perspective. Like, no, I'm actually the smaller guy in the team, by the way.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, like,
yes,
oh, you're not the
yeah,
middle linebacker?
yeah. Or you go and see Chris Paul and he's 6'4",
Yeah, or like if someone saw
legit.
you and they didn't know the sport that well, and they're like, actually, I'm in the smaller division. They're like, what do
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. They always
No,
you classic. Nah,
no,
I'm
it's
actually
like, no,
in.
you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah, yeah,
No, well, that they have no. So talk to me about dark sport. I mean, did you join them like literally like right at the beginning? Like when did
nah.
you join?
2019,
2019,
2019. I was in. Yeah, yeah.
and they got found. They were 2015, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they was 2015. Yeah, yeah. They hit me in 2015. I was an idiot. I didn't know, but I got one on 2019.
What do you want to share about that brand and what it means to you?
If I had to say anything, man, it is what like the family aspect of it is definitely there. You know what I mean? It's genuine. It's a place where everybody shares the same mindset. You know what I mean? It's a creative space. You can be up or down, and it doesn't matter. You'll get the support. And it's just a great company to be a part of. If I had to say anything, you know what I mean, about it, it's like I said, the creativity, they allow for you to be yourself. Um, and that's they taking the good with the bad with you. You know what I mean? Like just whatever it is. Like if you're going through a tough time, all right, come on, we're gonna get through it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're having a good time, whatever, then they ride with you.
Yeah.
Nobody's above anybody. It's just a mindset, and you got a group of people. I walk in gyms, I see somebody with dark. You just give them a little heads up. They give you the smile. You don't even have to know them. You know what I mean? And to watch how much it's grown, is crazy. And like I said, to still be a part of it,
They
it's
they clearly care about their athletes, with the bonuses they give, what they
yeah,
give. I love that. Was it? It's kind of like a ceremony they do when you join, and you get
yeah, yeah,
throwing
hmm
checks like that. That's really cool. And
yeah,
um
yeah,
and and they you're right. Like when you see someone with a dark sport, you're like you just know, like you're a grinder. You're in the
yeah,
gym.
yeah.
You know, probably in
That
bodybuilding, you may
person
not be.
earned their spot, man. If you on the team, you earned your spot. I've seen people, man. They be like, man, I've been supporting for a year, man. That dude it sent a total of 5,000 text messages to win this contest. You know what I mean? I've seen people really support. I've seen ambassadors be ambassadors for years and then get signed as an athlete. You know what I mean? So you got
Yeah.
to put in work. It's just if you really say you're a part of it, then be a part of it. And if it's meant for you to be there, then you're going to end up there.
Well, yeah, I
But
know,
now they got a lot of opportunities for people to sign up, you know?
I know they just did their ambassador search, right? And you had
Yeah,
everyone posting videos, and you see some of these videos, and it's like, they just say, "Oh, why are you part of Darksport? Because I never fucking give up," and that was it. It's like, yo, I think you're missing the point. Like,
yeah,
they already had their catchphrase.
yeah,
They're looking for people that have their own catchphrase that
yeah,
aligns. Like, you got to create your own. You got to be unique. You
yeah,
can't just be saying what they say and
yeah.
think you're part of it. Because look, there's too many good physiques on Instagram
Yeah,
now,
you have to be who you are, and that's in anything in life.
right? And was there ever a time where you were approached by other companies and you had to make a tough decision, or was
No,
it
no,
just
it was no tough decision. I mean, when you're a part of a good company, and like I said, those relationships are real. So I wouldn't even feel right being with a different
right?
company because,
It's interesting. There's such a different feel with these brands. Like Young LA is obviously very successful, right? And I
yeah,
actually do like a lot of their stuff, but it's a completely different type of brand. Like Young LA is a little bit more lifestyle. Like even though they're athletes, it's not. There's something about dark sport. It's almost like a bodybuilding team in a
yeah,
way,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like a football team almost. And I'm
yeah.
trying. There's really not that many that do that. It's
Yeah, it's unique. It's
like
just something.
Vanquish, right? Like Vanquish, they look good, they got good quotes, but you
Yeah,
don't really see that community of their athletes like that. Like
yeah.
feel,
It's just a raw brand, man. Like we're just authentic to the max.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like here we are, and then you put the visuals with it, you put the clothing with it, the style, and it always keeps that rawness. You know what I mean? That fuck you. We never, it is. It's just like, yo, we coming to win. You know what I'm saying? And we never giving up. I mean, the slogans are definitely there, but you just have to be yourself within those slogans.
It's a shame that some of the athletes that leave kind of try to, save their kind of brand by tarnishing, and
I
it's
think that people can go through things, right? You can be living a life, right? And then you can come to a point in your life where you're like, you know what, this isn't for me. My only thing is, you were still living that life over there, and just because you had a change of heart, don't try to make it seem like that is the problem. Just say that, hey, I'm moving on in my life, and then go that direction. But when you say, you imply things, especially me being a Christian, like, oh, I didn't know dark was church. Number one, I didn't know. I thought it was a clothing company. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But when you say you being a Christian, it implies that. So what are we doing over here? We don't have religion. We don't believe in anything.
yeah.
Just move on. And that's all I was saying. Just move on. Because when you was over here, I didn't hear no complaints. You was on every trip. You ate every meal. You took every flight.
Yeah, you reap the benefits of being part of it.
And then all of a sudden, oh man, I just can't be associated with man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. Get up out of here.
And the thing is, you could easily leave and just be like, hey, respectful. Like I had my time. We just have different
I
views.
I appreciate the time that I had. I appreciate the time that you guys, dealt with me and the way you guys treated me. Right now, I'm moving on to a different chapter, and I'll see a bid you guys bear farewell.
Yeah.
You don't have to say nothing negative,
Well,
you
because you know
know.
what it is, but people, when they have a following, they get a false sense of security by their own like followers or whatever. I'm like, okay, but imagine your Instagram gets taken away. What do you actually have? Because I guarantee you, if a dark member, say, lost their Instagram or something, man, they would have all the support in the world to keep their brand going, some way, shape, or form. They would
How
figure it
much
out.
is the plane ticket to Hawaii?
I don't know. I haven't been to Hawaii, but I want to
Okay,
go.
damn. Well, there you go. We went to Hawaii a couple times with Dart. We didn't pay.
And China, they go to China too, right?
Come on, man. Japan a couple times now. You know what I mean? We worldwide. I'm not trying to hear nothing about anything negative about Dark and how they treat their athletes. Please get up out of here. Not
Where
trying to hear it.
where's the your favorite spot that you've been to traveling for not just dark sport but like bodybuilding,
Man, I say Hawaii. Hawaii
Hawaii?
was nice. Yeah. Hawaii was nice because like it was old boy's wedding. That was one of them anyway. But Hawaii was nice, man. The views, you know what I mean? Just like I said, it was old boy's wedding. That was a time that we can't take back.
That man's been through a lot.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never met him, but
yeah,
he definitely lives the brand's messaging.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
But I want to go to Japan so badly, man. Like Japan. Have you been to Japan?
Nah, I missed it. I missed it this year. Yeah,
I don't. I like tech. I a little geek out on tech. I just think they do cool things. Like
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
New York, but they do things like it's in a different way, and
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
experience
yeah.
that.
Their Wagyu steak is A1. Their food is pretty good.
Yeah, and then I just heard that they're just the stress, like how they operate, is just
Mm,
different.
mm.
We lose track of it, like over here in the U.S. how like stressed are we are about
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
and they just live in a completely different like
yeah, yeah,
headspace
yeah.
apparently. So
U.S. They want to keep you rattled, man. They rattle your central nervous system.
where are you now? Are you Charlotte or where are
Yeah,
you at?
yeah, yep,
You're
yep.
Charlotte. I used to
Mhm.
live in Charlotte and Winston-Salem.
Okay,
Briefly.
all right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I used to work in sports and I was working for the Premier Lacrosse League out of Winston-Salem for a bit. They got good food, not that much else, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
food was good. They got some good,
yeah,
barbecue and stuff.
yeah.
But
I'm right outside of Charlotte, man. It's cool, man. It's green. It's kind of slow. You know what I mean? Nice
you been
neighborhood.
to
So
Lake
like,
Norman?
yeah, Lake Norman is where I used to work at, but I'm in Huntersville now.
God, okay. You owned a gold. You were a manager of a Golds, or how?
Yeah, I managed, I think, for 3 years, at least 2 years for sure.
Okay. And what are you doing now?
Right now, I compete.
Just
I
compete.
got
That's
some
good.
other things, I got some other stuff rolling, but
Yeah.
I'll wait for that.
It's all hush right now, right?
I mean, I'm not supposed to say hush, but you just let it unfold, and then I'll be, saying what I'm doing.
You
So
talk about it. Yeah.
yeah,
You got
but
stuff
right
going.
now I'm all right right now.
So, and so was that a good experience working with Golds, like being in that part of the
Yeah,
industry?
yeah, absolutely. It's Mike Brittany. Yeah, man, I learned a lot. I learned how to manage, and then from
Yeah.
that management, I was able to take that management up to the cheesesteak spot, get a little piece of the
That's right.
ownership.
Cheese tea. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
yeah,
what I had heard.
yeah,
Okay. Are
yeah.
you still
So
involved with that?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's mine now. You know what I mean? So then now I'm relocating back here, and it's called
Okay.
something different. That's what I'll just wait. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll wait
Okay.
for that. But yeah, man, absolutely experience that goes, man. You learn how to. That's corporate goals. That was under a great system. I think they're the third largest franchise. You know what I mean? And it's Mike, so he was real hard on me, but it taught me a lot, and I was able to take what I learned from him up to the other spot and put me in the position I'm in today. So yeah, definitely.
I think everyone says they want to run a gym. They don't understand how hard it can be.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he has best. He has systems. You know what I mean? Systems are nice, so you got good systems and you're a go-getter, then a gym can be very profitable. If you don't know
Yes.
what you're doing, you can have money just flying out of the door.
Yo,
Flying out.
when I'm going home next week to Connecticut. I need to go back to Bev's. I miss Bev's. I love that
Yeah,
place. That
yeah,
place just got a vibe to it.
yeah. Steve, he always keep the newest equipment.
It's like training in a museum. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's awesome. It's like new
yeah.
equipment, but like it's just still old school vibe. And
Yeah.
uh, I
So
really
y'all
like,
sit.
yeah, I like. I did go to New Tech. Was it New Tech in Vegas? New Gen or whatever. I forget what it was called.
Mhm.
And then Raw Athletic Club. The
Yeah, raw.
down
Yeah,
here. It's just new school style.
yeah,
It's all aesthetic lighting and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's something about an old school gym that you can't really beat.
No.
Uh, but I train at Fitness System, John De La Rosa. He's an open bodybuilder. He owns
Yeah,
Fitness
no,
System
John.
down here. They got a lot of good gyms down here in Florida,
Uh,
but
what part of
can't
Florida
beat
you at?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so like 10, 15 minutes in the airport.
Yeah, yeah, I know what
And
you
then whenever I'm in Tampa, I usually go to like MI40, the
mean.
class one. And I did go to Derek's gym a couple times, the Champs gym,
You ever
and
been to Rue?
was it called Rue?
Rue
Rule. Oh,
Gym.
Rule Fitness in
Yeah,
Miami. Yeah,
yeah,
I've been there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they had the outside setup.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like the Tulum
Yeah,
gym.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Shout out to Ellie.
yeah, no, I always tell my buddy because like some of my friends from college, like they don't bodybuild, they're playing lacrosse and they all golf now. And I'm like, listen, gyms are like my golf course, right? Like I
Yeah,
like going, everything is a different kind of vibe to it, different people, because of different equipment, everything, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, you don't
yeah, yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Like I
That shit matters. You all right? You
it's
know.
it's like when I go on vacation, like sometimes I just go vacation, go places where I want to train because it's just like I'm an addict, so like that's my environment. So
Yeah, yeah,
just like if you have a friend that golfs, or like that's my course.
yeah, yeah,
So, but I like to have a home gym, but I do like to sometimes, or like in prep, I need to be like away from people
yeah,
because if you're a social person, you just
yeah.
start going around. But listen, man, dude, it's been awesome having you on. I appreciate you taking time to
Yeah.
chat. Shame my co-host couldn't join, but I think later in the season I would love to have you back on.
Okay.
I'll figure out my desktop Instagram login so we can actually share some screens. But
Got you.
um, so you're gonna compete what in roughly in a month's time, and then
Yeah, Miami. I'll be at Miami, and then I
is
think
it
there's a show in Orlando a week after that.
which one's that? That's
Shit, I can't. I think it's. I don't know. They give me the line, man.
well, I'll be in Miami. I'll say what's up,
Okay.
and then yeah, maybe when you shut it down or kind of that once you start getting ready for Olympia or whatever, we'll link back up and
Got you.
chop it up again.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man. But best of luck. I'll be rooting for you. And but yeah, I appreciate you. Like obviously, I just want to you keep giving light to people and talking about things that you don't always hear. So like some podcasts focus on very specific things, and
Yeah,
it's sometimes they forget the point of just like talking about the athlete himself and what
yeah,
their
yeah,
appearance is. It's not just about
yeah,
the drama. The drama is fun,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
but you're looking good, man.
Thanks,
Keep
bro.
going after it. Looking forward to seeing the next package in person.
Heard. I appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
I'll talk to you.
George, yeah.
Yeah.